wall saying it was interested in the establishment of Teatro Campesino. And so I was very encouraged that night when people came to the meeting, and it was a little office, but it was packed. And there were all kinds of people. I had to get up on the counter, the office counter, to be able to explain the teatro, the concept for the Teatro Campesino. And I kept talking, and all these faces were looking at me, you know. And I kept talking, and no response. So finally I paused and I said, "Are there any questions?" And this lady raised her hand and says, "Yes." And she says, "What time does the teatro start?" So this was audience, you know. We had an audience before we had a theater company. So then I said, "Okay, tell you what, we'll meet again next week," you know. And so I had to retrace and figure out another strategy. So what I did is I prepared some signs that had words written on them. Patroncito, which means the boss, the grower. Esquirol, the strike breaker. Huelguista, the striker. And Contratista, the farm labor contractor. Now these were on string, you know, very simple. Felt pens. And then I brought these to a meeting. This time the meeting was in the kitchen of the Pink House, which was behind the union office. It was a regular house, but the kitchen was a little more room for us. And so the people gathered, and then I said, "Okay, here's what we're going to do. I want to hang these signs on whoever's willing to volunteer," and no one would volunteer, you know. At that, Agustin Lira, who happened to be a guitarist and was the first guy to join the teatro, leaped up and he helped me. So he says, "Give me the esquirol," and so the scab, right? And so he put the sign on, and then he started to insult everybody. He started to insult all the chavistas. You're all a bunch of lazy, no good sons, you know. And so then people started to get a little peeved, and they saw the joke, but then someone asked for the striker sign, and so I put, and then a dialogue started. And at that moment, people saw then that this was exactly what they were doing on the picket line every day. They were talking to scabs in the field, right? Now Augie was really acting it up, you know, and hamming it up and being particularly abusive, but the people really enjoyed it. And so right after that, then other people started to joke around, and it was like an explosion in that kitchen. I mean, it was humor. And then people started doing contractors, and they started doing growers. It was like improvisation, but it was imitation. And it was a way for people to really begin to work with their feelings. That started to come out. And it was like the explosion that led to the creation of Teatro Campesino. People got it that night. They saw the concept and went with it. Now, at the same time, we're talking about farm workers here that most of them had never seen theater, had never seen live theater, so they had no sense of it. They had seen circus, so for a long time they called us el circo. Ahí viene el circo, here comes the circus, you know. And of course the actors were the payasos. We were the clowns. And because of that, there were few farm workers that would allow their daughters, their wives, or their girlfriends to act with us. They said, "No, okay, how are you going to get in there with my woman?" "No, sir, you can't do that." So we had to really fight to get women to become involved in the Teatro Campesino. Gradually it happened, one by one, you know. Actually, my wife, compañera Lupe, here is the first college-educated Chicana to join the Teatro. Lupe, stand up. There she is. She's one of the founders of Mecha also, so she was an activist. The word activist literally means to activate, activar. And I always tell actors as a director, I say, you have to activate your spine to begin with, the central nervous system again. You have to activate your spine. Because this is where all that vibration comes from that allows you to act as an actor. But activist means becoming involved yourself. There's no way to get around it. The moment comes, it's a moment of truth where you just have to jump in and do it. And that's all there is to it. And so, it's that moment of truth. Do the thing and you shall have the power.
Thank you. Thank you. We have something for you, Maestro, and I would like to ask Annie Jimenez, please, to give this a small gift of appreciation to El Maestro Valdez.
They're just some little CGCC mementos as an appreciation. Thank you for really honoring us with your wisdom, your experience, and what an engaging presenter, right?